G'day, everybody. Welcome back to the show. We're at a very, very unique time. I think we're like this close to the end of it. We know that the dark side is on the ropes. Our team has been battering hell and taking pieces out of hell and dismantling hell, which is a unique thing. I don't think that's ever happened in recorded history, but that's what we're doing, and we're having a great time doing it. But you might have noticed that the dark side is quite excited by the date of April 8th. And here's a discussion that our team had about the major eclipse event and how the dark side plans to use it to reclaim the Earth for themselves. I likened it to they're sending the reserves of their army, the leftovers, to try and recall their former dominance. But it's just not going to go that way. As per that conversation from the other day, our team immediately went out and we resolved, we bopped on the head all of the beings that they planned on using to create the new timeline for Earth. So all of the possibility, so they don't have any personnel with the technical knowledge on how to create the dark timeline again. They can't recreate it. Doesn't mean they're not going to try. Doesn't mean they're not going to try and lower the global frequency enough and punch a hole. So our team strategy is this: we have we did a double session, a 4-hour session, in response to their plans for recreating their timeline. We had a double session on that, and with great success. We know they're still going to go ahead with it, and I laughed when I got a message this morning that said, and so they'll be firing up all of the Hadron Colliders they have all over the Earth, not just the one at CERN that straddles the Swiss-French border. There are a few more. And NASA is going to have 4 rockets that follow the eclipse path so that they can add to the shadow or that the moon casts on the Earth. Now, usually this sort of celestial event is about a grand realization. And my hope is that the grand realization is that we should lynch the Illuminati and the billionaires. And they're hoping to block that sort of event because it's the most likely at this point in time, a more than 80% chance that the population will turn on their masters for various reasons, depending on which country you're in. Now, our attacks on hell have begun with incredible strength. We firstly targeted the lowest frequency demons, or the lowest frequency traps that they have for hell. First one was shame, which of course shame didn't put up much of a fight. But what was interesting is that shame is a social controller. Shame is used to keep people in line, to block out certain behaviors. And that's not just for the humans, they also use it in demon kind. And so by removing shame from the equation, what we're hoping is that the demons will go wild, that we'll disrupt them on a culture-wide basis, and that, the more ambitious ones of them will get violent with each other. We'll see. The second trap that we deleted, or that we closed down, was one of feeling too small, feeling inadequate, feeling like I'm just one person, what difference can I make? And meekness in general, and bowing to the powers that be. This is a whole thought trap around it for which we don't have a single word, unless I said meekness, but it doesn't really cover everything that it covered, because it is a protective philosophy for the top echelons. We took that down. We cleaned up a few billion demons that were in individual humans on this topic, for both shame and for meekness. We also closed down the apparatus they use to maintain shame and meekness. So of all of hell's repertoire of terrible emotions, shame and meekness are no longer part of it. Our teams will be pushing further and further over the next few months, because now that we've found a way to dismantle hell, there's absolutely no way we're going to let it continue to exist. The demons that they insert in people also take what we'll call a soul shard back to hell. And in hell, they stimulate that emotion relentlessly, and the demon captures what the human produces. It's a pretty good refueling methodology that demonkind has, because they don't generate energy of their own like us humans do. So this is the final, deepest method of parasitization that they have. Now, for the eclipse, our team has a 2-hour meeting the day before the eclipse, which might extend to 4 hours as needed. And during the eclipse, our team meets an hour beforehand, gets started, and then we are in a rotating group. Some of us will sleep, some of us will be awake, some of us have rest, there'll be meal stops. But we plan on an 8-hour meditation spree for that day to close down everything they're doing. So not only do the dark side not have a timeline to aim for, they don't have anywhere they're going with this. They're just trying to wreck stuff. Not only that, we also have a fair idea of all of the other tricks they plan on pulling out for this one. And there's no reason why we should let that be successful. All of the dark side's magic tricks depend on the cooperation of non-physical dark beings, who we're really good at exterminating. So once we see them connect with any of them through their numerous tricks, we will destroy everything we can find that relates to the human activity. The shortest way that I can say what the dark side is doing for April 8th is that they want to reopen a rip in space-time that we closed last year. If you want to know more about that, you should watch this video called The Absolute Solution to All the Craziness on Earth. It's a long one for me, but it does explain the larger cosmology of everything we're working on and the direction of our missions. I think you'll find this is better information than most other outlets are putting out. And I even have reason to suspect that some of the big names are copying this information and selling it as their own. But, up to you to decide. My love to you all. Stay well, and maybe the force be with you. Bye for now.